This story is called The Old Gentleman. In a small town nestled deep in the forest, there lived an unusual old man. No one knew his real name or where he'd come from, but everyone knew about his creepy house at the end of the street. The house had been abandoned for years until the old gentleman moved in and made it his home. People in the town avoided the old gentleman as much as they could, but he was always watching them with his piercing eyes. He rarely left his house, and when he did, it was always at night. Children whispered scary stories about him, and adults warned each other about the dangers of going near his house after dark. One day, a group of curious teenagers decided to test their bravery and see if the old gentleman was really as scary as everyone said. They waited until the sun went down before sneaking into the old man's yard. They crept up to the windows and peered inside, but all they could see was darkness. Suddenly, one of the teenagers heard a creaking sound coming from the front door. They froze, watching as the door slowly opened, revealing the old gentleman standing in the doorway. His eyes glowed in the darkness, and his face was twisted into a sinister smile. The teenager screamed and ran, but the old gentleman was faster. He chased them down through the woods, his long, bony fingers reaching out to grab them. One by one, the teenagers were caught, and they were never seen again. After that night, the townspeople knew for certain that they should never stay out past 10 o'clock. They knew that the old gentleman was not to be trifled with, and that his house was best avoided altogether. The town became a ghost town, and no one dared to venture near the old gentleman's house after dark. Years went by, and the old gentleman remained in his creepy house, watching over the town with his piercing eyes. He claimed the town for himself, and no one was brave enough to challenge him, and so the town remained empty and silent, a warning to anyone foolish enough to stay past 10 o'clock at night.